Here is an example of bargaining between a firm and a union. So the firm and the union are trying to decide how to negotiate who receives this surplus. In this case, the number is $10. So let's go ahead and set up our model for this. We're going to let F equal the amount the firm receives. If this is the case, then 10 minus F is the amount the union receives from that initial allotment. Now, given that allotment, if the firm is not excited about that allotment, then they can decide to move. And let's let B equal the relocation fee or the cost to move. And given that they move, let's let V equal the value in new location. So now we have the proper variables we need to be able to move forward. So let's look at the example of the firm. So here is the firm. They have a choice that they can accept the offer and enter into an agreement with the union. In that case, they would receive F in the first period. They'd receive the future discounted value in the second period, the future discounted value squared in the third period, so on and so forth, such that the overall value of this is equal to F1 minus delta F because of the geometric series. So that's the value that the firm gets if they decide to accept the offer and maintain a relationship with the union. Now, they could also decline the offer. And in that case, the firm would still get that initial offer because that's unconditional. They can take that and then they can move, which will then incur a cost. And then they get this future value that's going to be built out over future years. And so this will equal F minus B. We're going to factor out a delta F times V, and that'll then give us our 1 over 1 minus delta F. So the decision to accept, if F over 1 minus delta F is greater than or equal to F minus B plus, and there should be a plus here, sorry, the delta times V over 1 minus delta F. And now we get that. We're going to solve for F. And we'll get that as long as F is greater than or equal to this value minus 1 minus delta times the moving cost over delta. So this is the value that F needs to be greater than this value minus this function here for the firm to accept the offer from the union and to maintain negotiations with them. Well, now let's think about what the union can do, because the union can decide how much to offer in terms of F. So let's come over here. Here is the union's decision. So the union, they can say, first scenario is let's give nothing to the firm. In that case, they will get $10 in the first time period, and then the firm would leave, and the union would get nothing going forward. The second option they can do is they can set F equal to the worst case offer that the firm would receive, which is V minus 1 minus delta F times B over delta F. So that's the worst case scenario that they would receive. And if they make this offer, then they get that value every time period going forward. So in the first time period, they would get V minus 1 minus delta F times B over delta F. Oops. That's what they get in the first time period. Plus, now we're going to discount this according to the discount rate of the union and not the firm. So this would be V minus 1 minus delta F B over delta F. Gosh, I keep doing partial derivatives. Plus, and then we discount that again for the second period, delta U squared times, and we'd keep going from there. And this term here would have to be greater than or equal to 10 for them to extend this offer. Because 10 is our present value we get from offering F is 0, and this is the present discounted value of giving any offer and accepting a relationship with the union. So simplifying, we go through and simplify this, and we would see that 10, that this would be less than or equal to, and here's where it gets a little gnarly, but you can handle gnarly, 1 minus delta U, and then here's the geometric, that's the geometric series, and we'd get V plus 1 minus delta F times B over delta F. Now that we have that, we're going to solve for delta U. And as long as the discount rate is greater than or equal to V minus one minus delta F times B, as long as the discount rate is greater than this value, the union would offer V minus 1 minus delta F B over delta F as their offer. If not, and this is F would equal that, if not, then F is 0. And so that's the conditions that we'd have given this setup of what the firm would be willing to accept or decline and what the union would be willing to accept or to offer or not. And it's based off of this discount factor of both the union and the firm, the future value of the firm of moving, and the cost of moving.